Hello everybody, it's me Joanna. How are you doing? I hope you are really well today. This is my Instant Body Booster. It's a midday posture enhancing stretch mobility, simple, easy to follow exercises, all designed for me to you to actually help us reinvigorate and re-energize our body in the middle of the day. So come on in, make yourself at home if you're watching me live and joining me live. That's really great. I'm just being joined by my dog. Let's see if I can get rid of him. He's just keeping it real. This is Barney. Hello. Some of you may know him. Yeah, out you go. Go on, out. See? It just shows it's live. So what you're going to need, lovely people, is you're going to need to have a chair and a towel. I'm actually going to start this session today actually seated. So make sure that you can see me. You'll also need a mat because we're going to do some movement around the chair as well. So the idea of this session is just to actually help you feel connected with our bodies when we're actually spending quite a lot of time in a seated position. So this means we can often be tight around the hip flexors, a bit compressed around the lower back, which can contribute to poor posture, but also more poor alignment when we actually start to move. So this is just a really simple, easy, flowing sequence just to actually help re-energize our body, mind, and spirit. So gorgeous people, come on in, make yourself at home, and if you're ready, let us begin. So we're going to start in a seated position and just feel nice and comfortable to begin with. So you might want to find, I'll just show you sideways, that you're sitting a little bit forward here. So just check your actual setup. Check that your knees are actually over your ankles and that you obviously have both butt cheeks on your chair. And think about lifting up. We're going to start just by taking a big deep breath in and stretching the arms above the head. And as we do this, I'd like us to really think about the length of our bodies. So press your both butt cheeks down into the chair and lift up, and think of the lift coming from the hip bone all the way up and not just in the ribs. So we feel the body length as we come right up towards the toes and up towards the hands even. Wriggle those fingers around and just wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. Take a deep breath in. And then just let it relax down. And you may find that as you relax down, you kind of compress a little bit. So we want to keep that lift here. So yes, the ribs are going to be lifted, but actually I want them tucking down and more length from the hips. So do that one more time. Reach up tall. And this time you're actually going to stay with the arms above your head. And what I want you to do is just reach up with one and then bring the other one down. And you're going to energize that hand down towards the floor and bring those fingertips up really tall. So really think about two opposite directions. So if it's stretch up tall, wriggle those fingers down. So deep breath in. And breathe out, bring the other arm up, and this time spin the arms really wide and have them coming back slightly behind your body, so you just get a nice stretch across the chest here. Let's do that again. So both arms come up, check your setup. So again, we're initiating this right down from the pelvis, nice and tall, checking the ribs are dropping down, and then we take the other arm down and reach up and energize through those fingertips, energize down through these fingertips down here. So you've got two equal and opposite actions, length between the earlobes and shoulders. Stretch, 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 breathe in. And this one comes up, and again, spin them wide so you get this lovely opening and you feel the width of your body, because sometimes we can feel a bit compressed in here. So really energizing the fingertips here and bring them down by your body. That's great. Now, we're going to come to a standing position. So from here, have your hands out here, wriggle the hands, fabulous, lovely people, and weight slightly in the heel pad. So from here, we're going to push from the back of the heel pad to a standing position. So just think about where we are today, body nice and tall, lift up through the arch of the feet, and we're just going to come back down, almost as if we're going to sit in that chair, but not quite. So whoops, so here we go. So we'll do 4 more like that, almost as if we're testing the bath water with our butt cheeks. So just getting a little bit of movement through the lower back, and press up. Now, if you want to come all the way down to sit completely and rest, please do. But just notice that I'm going back with my bottom rather than going forward with my knees. That's really important. So we'll just do a couple more here. Checking also that as we look down, we can see the toes. And importantly also, if we drew a midline, I'll do one more just to explain this. If we drew a midline through the kneecap, it should come kind of over the second toe. So we're not rolling in with the knees as we come down. We're actually keeping everything parallel. So it's there and come up. That's great. Now from here, just walk through the feet. Get manipulation through your feet. Really important. The length of your spine comes from your feet. So just walk through your feet. I'm doing this barefoot, but you can do it in shoes, but you would ideally want to have nice, soft, flexible shoes so you can feel how your feet move. Now come to a stationary position, and then from here, you're going to take the arms up nice and tall, take them to this strong stop sign, okay? You're going to spin the hands so it's in the small of the back, And then from here, just turn to look to that stop sign. Now you're going to really make that a strong stop sign there. Look, breathe in, and then ease back. So these are really brilliant for mobility into the neck, into the shoulders. Take a look to the center and go one more again. Breathe in and come back. Nice and gently. Now give me those little 3 deep breaths. So deep breath in, breathe, gather the air, and again check that tracking between the foot and the knee. And again, deep breath in, stretch up tall, breathe out. One more time, breathe in. This is really good to re-energize the body. And the hands are going to come out to the side again. Strong stop sign. Really fill your space that your body takes up in this world. Spin the other hand behind you. So the palm of the hand is facing out. Energize that hand. That's probably the most important part of this exercise. Push through the heel of that hand. Now, spine's nice and long. Turn gently to look at that hand. Breathe in and then come back to the center. So this is a really nice way to ease off sort of like a stiff neck. You can be looking at computer screens, just a little bit of movement. Again, be gentle, be respectful. Just saying, hey, how am I doing, body? And come back to the center. Well done. Now bring the hands back. Wriggle the hands of happiness again. So we've got 4 more squats. So weight in the heels. Are we ready? Here we go. So I go back with the bottom and then I press up. Think about the same distance from the feet and the knees. So there's the same distance between those 2 points. The knees are not rolling in, so keep it up. And this last one, you're just actually going to come back down to your chair. Now from here, take your towel. Your towel is going to come around your neck, okay? Nice and gently. So from this position here, strong with the hands. So rather than just being loose, think about a little bit of energy in your towels, lovely people. So what this will do is it's going to give you a little bit more mobility and support for your neck. So sitting up with nice length through the body, starting, remember, from your bum bones. Have discipline in your technique. So nice straight back. From here, just drop one ear down to your shoulder, just gently, so you feel a little bit of stretch on the side. Now the key thing is if you've gone one direction with your head, you energize more through that arm. So you feel a little bit of a stretch gently through length on the side of the neck. Now take a deep breath in. If that feels comfortable, just turn to look almost as if you're looking underneath your armpit. So take a deep breath in, and again, strong, nice taut lengthening with the opposing arm. And then from here, come to the side position and then come center. Relax the shoulders down and just roll them once and twice and 3, okay? Let's do that again. So bring some tautness into your towel. Body is nice and tall. Length between the ribs and the hips, energizing into your sort of hip bones, long through the arm, and then just gently ease that ear down to the other side, okay? Energize the opposing arm, so there's tautness in that towel. That means we'll get a bit more of a stretch with this long neck muscle here, which can sometimes get really tight. Take a deep breath in, and then from here, just breathe out and just look underneath that little armpit. See how that feels for you today. Remember, nothing is too jerky, too strong. Just be graceful with our bodies, be kind. And then come back and just to that side. And then come back down. Release the towel. So you can put the towel to one side if you want. And you can roll the shoulders once and twice and 3 times. Now come around. I'm showing you from the side. I'm going to come back to my 4 squats. Are you ready? Hover the hands of happiness, lovely people. So ready? Weight a little bit in the heel pad. Here we go. So I find I need to bring my feet back just slightly. Go. So I stand up and then I come back down. And again, I press through the backs and legs. So a little bit of work. We want to get this area working, especially if we've been sitting down a little bit. Last one. Keep the spine up. Now stay here. From here, deep breath in, stretch up tall, reach, 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 reach. Now work into the length of your body. So we're going to do a little bit of side work now for the side of the spine, really important. So take one leg out long whilst both arms are stretched above your head. Check the distance between the earlobes and shoulders. Fill the space that your body's in today. Now one arm comes down by your side, same arm, same leg. Reach up and over. So get as much length through this fingertip as almost coming to the corner of the room and that toe coming to the corner here. Now this hand comes into action here and I'm going to come almost as I'm pointing to the corner of the room. So lots of different directions. We're working through the length of the body. Energize the top hand, energize that bottom leg and energize those fingertips as well. So lovely big long stretch. Check your breathing. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Good. Now keep the leg there. This hand comes back, stretch in, and bring that foot in. So how you get in and out of the exercise is really important for your posture as well. Let's take a deep breath in again, just nice and gentle, something simple and easy, stretch, but it's how well we do it. So get the leg from that body, stay lifting up, energize the other leg out. So really point that toe. This knee will be a little bit soft. Lift up out of here, guys. Lovely, reach, 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 and then reach over on that diagonal. So get as much leg through the top hand. Think about that. Even to your fingers, and leg through the toes. And then this hand comes into action as well. So I'm stretching into the bottom corner with my toe, reaching with my top corner with my fingers. Stretch, breathe for me. And then bring that hand back. Let that one come down, and then the foot comes in. How are we doing? Just walk through the feet. We're just saying hello, body, just getting a bit of movement into it, a bit of circulation. And we'll do 3 deep breaths, waking up those feet. Here we go. Keep the feet going if you want. Here we go. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. And again, breathe in and breathe out. Last one, breathe in and breathe out. Great job. Now come to a standing position from the side. I'm going to show you so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take my arms up and I'm going to come into my figure of 8. So I cross my hands, one shoulder, one shoulder. From here, elbows are pointing down to the ground. I have a slight bend of the knees. And then from here, I'm going to tuck the chin in and I'm going to do this figure of 8 tracing with my elbows. So I gently come down to one side, drawing that letter of 8, that figure of 8 with my elbows. So come up the top, down through the middle, and then ease it round just gently. So the mid back is really getting a little bit of an opening here, as well as the back of the shoulders and the middle and the upper back. So it's really quite glorious, but take your time. Be a little bit curious, see how it feels. And then from here, come to a stationary position. Now reassess. Stretch out tall, uncross the arms, reach up tall. Feel the height of your body today, gorgeous people. Now, from here, bend the knees and cross the arms again, just like we did. Now, from here, bring that chin in. Keep the chin tucked under. So I've got my tailbone tucked under my shoulders. I've got distance between the ribs and the hips. Really important that we don't compress into here. We want space in that abdominal area. And now I'm just going to gently roll down, roll down, roll down. Generous bend of the knees. And see how you're feeling. So come to a point that feels good for you. Generous bend of the knees, weight in your heels. That's a key thing. Now keep the hands crossed at the shoulders. And depending on how you'd like to straighten the legs, just go what's comfortable for you. And you can even use your chair here and keep the weight in the heels if that feels a bit more suitable. And you're just going to gently bring the upper body with your elbows to one side and the other side. So we're just again putting and introducing a little bit of mobility through how the spine should work. Couple of things to think about here. Pull those abdominals in. Check they're not having too much of a communication between the thigh and the belly. Okay. And also generous bend the knees, and remember the weight is in your heels. Now from here, lovely people, bring the hands down, straighten the legs what feels comfortable for you. So may still will be a nice and generous bend. And you're just now going to introduce a side-to-side movement with your hips. So the first bit was the middle back. Now we're getting a little bit of movement through the backs of legs. How's that feeling? That can often be a bit tight, especially if we sat down quite a bit. So come to a point of stillness, bend the knees, weight in the heels, check there's not good communication here. Tuck the tailbone under because we're going up. Okay, here we go. Breathe in. Stretch up nice and tall, reach, reach, reach. Feel the height that we're meant to be today. Press into the ground, stretch up tall, okay? And we're going to go the other way. So cross the hands so we're in a different direction, and we'll do the figure of 8 first of all. Are we ready? Here we go. So I'm going to go down and reach up. Start the figure of 8 nice and small to begin with, just loosening up that spine. See how it is, okay? And depending on what you've done in your world, may mean that you feel maybe a little bit more stiff on one side, maybe you feel a little bit more restricted, possibly where you have your computer mouse or how you've been sitting in your chair. Good. Come to that point of stillness. And again, reach up into that full extension of your body. From here, just before you go down, just stretch back a little bit, lifting up out of the hips. So a little bit of a back bend, stretch, 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 keep the height, and then cross the hands again. Get ready, we're going to go down. So this is our last roll down in this session today. bend the knees, tuck that tailbone under. So come into the position, give yourself time to make each part have some length. So this gives us space here in the lower spine. Now my chin comes down, so I'm getting a little bit of length now. In the upper part of my back, I've got space between my ribs and my hips. So we want those internal organs to have space and tautness. And then I'm going to introduce that generous bend and slowly roll down. So it's how we do the movement, not necessarily just what we do. Think how. So just repeat that idea of the upper body moving first of all. So pull those abdominals in, no communication between the thigh and the belly. Bring the upper body one way and the other, nice and steady. Just see how that feels for you today. Generous bend of the knees, weight in the heels. And just let the corners of your mouth rise up a little bit as we just introduce and do all this really great goodness for the body. Bend the knees, uncross the hands, so you can have your hands here if that feels more comfortable, and you can adjust position what feels steady for you. And from here, straighten the legs to a point where you start to feel like, oh, hello, back of thighs, how am I doing? And specifically in the pelvis area, you want to lift up. And then just shift your weight, just gently. Be a little bit curious, see how that feels. So one leg is bent, the other one is straight. Just gently, side to side, almost like you're polishing the wall with your butt cheeks, if that's a good analogy for you. So from here, bend the knees, weight in the heels, and you're slowly going to roll up nice and gently. Stretch up nice and tall, lift up, stretch, stretch, stretch. Good job. Now from here, come back to your chair. Are you ready for those little squats again? We're just going to do 4 and we're going to finish actually seated down. So weight in your heels. Lift up here. Are we ready? Go. So little small lift, almost like we're testing the bathwater with the butt cheeks. We're going back. Here we go. Back, touch, and lift. So we're using legs a little bit more. Good. Check the tracking. See that you can see your toes. And this time we're going to stay down. Control it, control it, control it. Good. Come back to a central position. So you can either be facing front. I'm going to stay at the side so you can see what I'm doing with my back. And I'm going to lift up nice and tall. Stretch, stretch, stretch. One hand comes down. The extended arm is going to come to my opposite knee. Okay, from here, lift up. Now, my spine is straight. Last little bit, I'm going to tuck my tailbone under. So just take a little feel of how that is before we go anywhere else. Tuck the tailbone under. Chin comes to my chest. And almost like you've got a beach ball here, pull back, okay? So this is a really nice little stretch because what we're trying to do is get a little bit of stretch behind those tight shoulder muscles which lie underneath the shoulder girdle. And doing it in that sequence of tucking under, chin in, and just hanging back off these fingertips. So this hand has integrity, but I'm not gripped. If you grip your hands, you introduce tension into the shoulders. So have control here and discipline, but don't grip the hands. So you've got softness through here. And you may well feel that the shoulder just opens at the back. Take a big deep breath in, gorgeous people. Breathe in. And then from here, I want you to reach, almost like try and touch something. Stretch, 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 stretch. We're just going to do it on the other side. Lift up, nice big stretch up. How are we doing? Okay. From here. So that hand comes down, rested on the other knee. Have integrity. Lift up through the body. First thing that happens, I'm going to tuck that tailbone under. Second thing that happens, chin comes back. Third thing that happens, I just have control with the hand and I just hang back off this hand. So I'm scooping underneath the belly and you may well feel the shoulder girdle just does a little bit of that. It just wings out. Just gently, just be curious so you get a little bit of stretch more behind the shoulder girdle. Take a big deep breath in, lovely people. Let the corners of the mouth rise up. And as you breathe out, you're going to stretch forward with the hand, heavy in the tailbone, stretch, reach, and really feel how much space you can take. Good job. Hover the hands of happiness. Are you ready? Bring the feet back to a comfortable position and join me as we come to a standing position. And we're going to face the front and we will finish with an abdominal J to help lift and create space here, okay? And there's a tutorial about my standing abdominal J which gives you no neck discomfort but really helps flatten this area, and I'll put it at the end of this video. Knees slightly bent, so bend down, draw in, so draw in through the lower part of my abdominals. Now I'm going to get distance between the pubic bone and sternum. I'm going to relax the shoulders down. I'm going to let the ribs taper down, so I'm not flaring the ribs out, I'm tapering. So this is great for everybody to keep this area long and taut. So keeping this area between my ribs and my hips long, so we have length for 10 and 9 and 8. Keep breathing for me. Feel how your body comes away from your clothes. Last 4 and 3. Breath allows to come in. 2 and 1. And relax down. And lovely people, I ask you, let's take one big deep breath in. Join me as we send our love around the world. You are all done for today. Take it wide, hug the love in, squish. Give yourselves a big, big hug. So whatever's happening in the world today, give yourself an extra squishy squish. Hope that feels good. Thank you so much for your energy. And just change it to the other side so we create symmetry in the body so the other hand is on top. And when we're ready, we're going to send our love around the world. From me to you, take good care. Have a great rest of the day. And come back and revisit this repeatedly. It's really good to ease off the body. So after the count of 3, we're going to send our love around the world. 1 and 2 and 3. Whoosh. Good job. Thank you so much. So I'm teaching this live during lockdown 2 in the UK, and I'm going to be teaching every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just from me to you to help us, and you can catch up at any time of your convenience. All designed to de-desk our body, open up tight shoulders, stiff spines, open up the hip area, and hope it's going a little bit more zing, zing, zing for the rest of the day. Take good care, lovely people. Enjoy yourself, and please leave me a comment below, and like and share if you know people who will help and enjoy it with you as well. Take good care. Bye-bye.